Welcome back to another Advanced Stats Football video. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Advanced Stats Football and several baseball games and up-tempo basketball. In this game, I'm going to be showing off something brand new. So I've been working on a game called No Huddle Football for the better part of 6 months, maybe. And initially, it was just a sort of team-based game with little cards. Excuse me. And as I've allowed people to test it, and testers are starting to give their feedback, one thing that they said was, there's no interaction here. I'm just sort of rolling and watching, which is nice for some people, but most of the time when you play a football game, you don't want to. You want to make some decisions at least, right? So I went through and sort of reworked, started from there, and from okay, like let's add decision making into the game. And then this is if you're familiar with No Huddle, I think I put it on this channel before, but if you're familiar with the game, you can see that this is quite a bit more than what No Huddle actually is or has been. And so let me just go through what we have here. We have the Cardinals at the Seahawks. This is 2021. And I have a game going where last possession for each team in the second quarter, so almost to halftime. It's 17-14 Seattle. Seattle sort of stormed out to a 17-0 lead, and then I've had 17 unanswered points from, 14 unanswered from Arizona here. And we have obviously the team name. We have their base defense. So what is the formation of their base defense? Any sort of advantage advantage for the offense or the defensive side. This is our main play call chart or play outcome chart, I guess. We're rolling 2d10s for that. We also have d6s. So all you would need is 2 different colored dice, 2d6s, 2d10s. And I like to use home and away, dark and light. So the dark colors for the home team, the light colors for the away team. That's sort of how it works in the NFL. And so that helps to keep things a little bit straight for me. And so anytime I'm even rolling just one die, I only need one. I always look, if I'm rolling something for the away team, I always look at this one. So you can actually roll all of these together, which is what I've been doing lately. And you're just going to be grouping them and referencing them at different points. This sheet has an auto offense and defense. So if you're playing solitaire and you really want to not call plays for both sides, you want it to be a little bit more randomized. Then if you want to call offensive plays, you would roll for the auto defense. If you want to call defense, you would roll for the auto offense. And that's just 1d6. So that's your initial roll. So let's say this was our initial roll of 6-6. And Seattle has the ball right now. So 1st and 10. This is 1st and 10, 1st and 11 or more. Second down and second and 1 to 10 yards. Second down and long. Third and 1 to 10, third and long, and then 4th down 1 to 5, and then 4th and what we would probably consider long, 4th and 5+ yards. So these two are very similar. They have the exact same setup as far as downs are concerned. And so if in this game, I'm just letting both teams run from the auto offense and defense. So each of these, so this will be the home team and the away team. So you can see that the home team on 1st down and 10 is running a screen pass, and the away team is running a base blitz. Now, the base for here is a 3-4 defense. So that's going to be a 3-4 blitz. And then once we have that set, our play set, there is a defensive effect chart. So you cross-reference the play type, which is going to be a screen pass, and the defense, which is going to be a 3-4 blitz. So 3-4 blitz. And you cross-reference that with a screen. So the defensive effect is going to be just a little bit, so a -1. And the -1 comes on the roll here. for this chart for Seattle. So then this would be our roll for our play chart. It's a 12, so you add these two. So it's any number between 2 and 12, and I mean 2 and 20. And we have a 12 here. You would say 12 and then minus 1 for the defensive effect. So that's actually an 11. And then you would cross-reference screen pass with an 11. And so your outcome, as far as yardage is concerned, is going to be a D6 plus 3. So then you would roll again. Again, I'm rolling for the home team, so I would look at the home team dice. It's just easier for me to roll two dice at the same time. It feels a little goofy to roll one. If you had a dice tower, you just roll one and no big deal. So we have a 3, and 3 plus 3 is going to be 6. And so the outcome of that screen pass is a 6-yard gain. So I'll go ahead and mark that down since it's an actual play. Pass for 6 yards. So that brings up 2nd and 4. And Seattle got a pump block. That's how they got the ball. So they are in Arizona territory, and they're now at the Arizona 42. So they started at the Arizona 46, which is interesting. If we should have a fumble, then we look at the play type, and we look at a roll of 1d10, and then cross-reference those. So if it's a run or a screen pass, then you're going to look here. If it's a short or a medium pass, you look here. There is no fumble on the deep pass. I'm just thinking like logically, there's more opportunity for an interception than a fumble on the deep pass. For interceptions, if there's an interception, so if you hit one of these INTs, which for Seattle, these are semi-customized. So Seattle's sort of at the top of the league in interception percentage. So they actually have more opportunities for an interception. Arizona is at the top of the league in fumbles. So they actually have an extra fumble opportunity here on the outside run. So and they will be adjusted a little bit. Most teams are going to fall into a normal range of what these numbers are. But if there's anyone like sort of way askew, I will adapt their play chart, basically their outcomes, right? And then whether it's a short, medium, or deep pass, then you roll 1d10 against it. I've laid out 4 drives per quarter per team, so that's 8 drives total per quarter, which might be a little bit high, but the problem is, the game can be a little. It might cause a little high scoring games. I'm not sure. I'm still testing that part out as far as timing and what to use for each team, whether we should use like a real timer. If there's a plus, so you'll see that here, like here, so D10 plus 20, that just means adding. If there's an X, then that means to combine the two. So like here, D10 times 2 is combining. So instead of a 5, that becomes a 32, right? That's combining. So you use 1 for the 10s and 1s for the 1s. So that's combining dice. And if the roll is a -2, and I should just say if the roll, not the roll adjustment. So let's say we roll over here, and with the defense adjustment, and then we roll a 2, and our defensive adjustment is like -2. That would mean it's a 0, and so there's nothing up here for 0. So what you would do is you would go to this chart here. So if it goes to less than 2, then you'll use this chart, roll 1d6, and it'll be like a penalty or some sort of big play. If the roll goes higher than 20, which it can, because there are positive adjustments here, not just negative. So against a 3-4 blitz, the inside run is going to be an advantage of +3 to the offense. Or against just a regular 3-4 defense, it's going to be an advantage of 4. So on your roll here, you would add 4 which you can tell red is worse plays for the offense, green is better plays for the offense, white is neutral or no gains. So the farther this way you go, the better the play gets. You can see that these are all, a D10 roll plus 25, D10, D6 roll plus 20. So it sort of goes increasing yardage this way, decreasing yardage this way. And so the defense pushes the roll this way, offense pushes the roll this way. And if the offense has the advantage over the defense, it will add, which means it pushes you this way toward the better plays. So that's sort of the general outworkings. We have a kicking chart here. You just roll 1d10, and then we have each of these figured for each team. So you can see here for a 40 to 49, there is only a 60% chance of making it. There's a 40% chance of a miss, which I actually ran into that earlier. And here they're at a 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're at 60% as well. But for 50%, they're at 60%. And here it's a 70% chance of making a 50-plus yard field goal. We do have their long here. So if you want to cap them out at their long or their long plus 5 or something like that, their long plus 3, you could cap out their kicker just to keep it a little bit more realistic. Or you can just say, hey, anything over 50 is a good shot. So those are our special plays. I really do want to kind of make these a little bit customized. So there are some teams that don't get many first downs through penalties, which we actually have that as a statistic. And then there are some teams that actually get a lot of first downs through their penalties. So we can adjust these to be more or less of the first down penalties, or we can move the penalties around. Here, the 3, 4, the 3 and 4 are going to be your the most used on this chart. So, all right, and kicking. And kicking is on the back side here. It doesn't have to be, it could be a separate chart. But I have kicking here. So we have our punting and punt returns. Again, just rolling 1d10 for each team. I just roll them together and then reference each one. We have kickoffs and kickoff returns. We have a coffin corner punt. So if you're inside the 50, inside the opponent's 50, and you want to punt, you don't want to go for it or try a really long field goal, then you can try to pin them down. There's an onside with a 1 out of bounds, and then a couple of opportunities here. It's about a 15 to 20% chance for getting an onside kick. So we've got that there. We got an out of bounds, which obviously goes to the receiving team. And we have our field goals. Generically here, I've gone ahead and put those here, so you don't necessarily, this part here, you don't necessarily need anymore. It's really just these charts up here, and I'll rework them so that they're larger on the sheet, and probably in portrait like this so that you can just flip it over. Right now it's a little bit of a pain in the neck to have to try to remember which orientation to put it. So that's kind of the last piece of the puzzle. I've reworked a lot of these things just over the last couple of days. So if you played No Huddle and you've been one of the testers, you can tell that it's definitely gone in a little bit of a different direction. But I have kept some of these things if you did want to play sort of the old style of No Huddle. So we got the attributes here. You can also add the attributes in to this game if you wanted to. You would just simply, during third down defense, you would just add a +1 to the defense, and then a +1 would mean a -1, basically. So for the defense, you'd want to subtract from this roll. And then you can also play with these numbers up here. So on defense, each time that Seattle's on defense, they would basically take away 1 with the defensive effect. So you take the defensive effect, you take their sort of overall defensive effect, and then you would subtract those from the play chart. That's maybe sort of a more advanced way to play it, but just want to give options. I want to give options to people to be able to play as quickly or not. I think that I've only been playing the solo, the auto offense and auto defense. I haven't really done a lot of like me calling and then doing the auto for either the offense or defense, but um, that is the game at this point. So this is the only setup that you have. The only thing you can't see off screen is my score sheet that I'm just keeping track of the game. So far, Seattle started off with a 46-yard field goal in the first quarter. Then they had a 24-yard fumble return for a touchdown, and that put them up 10-0. In the back half, their last possession of the first quarter, they had an 11-yard TD run. That put them up 17-0. And then Arizona came back at the very end of the quarter with a 27-yard touchdown pass for the Cardinals. And in the second quarter, Arizona has missed a field goal. They started off their first possession, they had a TD pass. So they had there was a short punt, 25-yard punt, and then they had a long return. So they sort of connected two pretty good rolls. And then they had a short punt, so Seattle was kicking from their own 38. It was a 25-yard punt, and then there was a 50-yard return, so they returned it down to the Seattle 13 and promptly threw a touchdown pass. Kyler Murray threw a touchdown pass for 13 yards, and so just one play drive, and bam, bam, they're back in the game at 17-7. They missed a field goal on their next drive, and then I'm sorry, that made it 17-14. They missed a field goal on their last drive that would have tied it. That was from 40-something yards, and they ran into this roll here, rolled a 3, I believe, and so that's a miss for them. And then their last possession, they had a punt blocked, and so Seattle is taking over at the Arizona 46. It's 2nd down and 4 now after the play that we just ran, which was a little screen pass for 6 yards. And that's going to be 2nd down and 4 from the Arizona 42. Seattle with the ball. And so let's go ahead and roll out a little bit. So remember, black is the home team, white is the away team. I'll just do it kind of slowly here and conceptually, just so you can see how that works. It's a 4 and a 2. So for the home team, we are at 2nd down and 4. So we're going to be in this column, 2nd down and 1 to 10. 3 is going to be a medium pass. So you just cross-reference with the down and distance. So 3 is a medium pass, and that's going to be against a base defense. So medium pass against a 3-4 is going to be a -2. And that -2 gets applied to our roll here. So a 4 and a 2 is a 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. And on a medium pass, we come over and we cross-reference 4 with the medium pass, and that's going to be pass defended. That will be an incomplete pass. So we write down pass and incomplete. That's going to bring a 3rd down and 4 at the 42. Should be for Seattle. I'm sorry. That should be for Seattle. That's an interception, not for Arizona. So INT. So that pass is intercepted. And let's see what happens on the interception. So we have our interception chart. We have a medium pass. So this is where we're looking, and we're going to roll our D10. We're looking at our home team dice, and it's a 4. So 4 is going to be from the line of scrimmage plus 20 yards. So no return. This is just we mark off where the new line is. This is telling us where the new line of scrimmage is. So the line of scrimmage was the 42 of Arizona. And then we go plus 20 yards, so that takes it down to the Arizona 22. So kind of a longish pass down the field, gets picked off, and right there is where we're going to spot the ball for for Arizona. So at the 22, that's a big play as Arizona comes back with the ball. And it'll be 1st and 10 Cardinals at their own 22. Let's mark that as their own 22. And we are at their this will be the last drive of the half. And Arizona will get the ball in the second half. So they're going to try to get a little 2-for-1 here as they end up this first half. So this time it's going to be the away team that is at the top on offense, and then the home team is on defense. So we're 1st and 10. That's going to be a screen pass against a base defense. The base defense for Seattle is a 4-3, so we're going to look in this column throughout this drive. So a 4-3 against a screen is going to be a 0. There's no influence for the defense. That means it's a 4. And 4 for Arizona on a screen is going to be a sack. So nothing opens up for the back. And the sack is, we subtract the D6 to see how many yards. So it's a sack for 6 yards. And not a great start for the drive, as it's 2nd down and 16 now from the 16-yard line. So Arizona backed up deep in their own territory, going the wrong way. And we look here, it's a 1 on the defense. So now it's 2nd down and 16, which is this column. So 2nd and long. So 1 is going to be another screen pass. And this time it goes against the nickel defense. And we have a nickel here. And against the screen pass, that's a +2. So right here we have 12. You can see that very well. 9 and 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. And the screen pass for 14 yards is going to be a D10 plus 8 yards. So let's roll. That's going to be a 6 plus 8. That's 14-yard gain. And they get almost all of it back, as that's a pass for 14. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 30. 3rd down play here. Big one for Arizona, trying to get something going on this last drive of the half. 3rd down and 2 is out of this column here. So that's going to be like this. So a draw play against a nickel defense. Draw play against a nickel defense is going to be a +4. So they hit on it well. 7 plus 4 is 11. And 11 on the draw play will be a D6. So we roll for that to see how many yards. It's going to be a 2-yard gain, and that's exactly what they needed. So it's going to be a rush for 2 yards, and that gets that's a 1st down for Arizona as they go to the 32. So Arizona from their own 32-yard line got backed up there pretty severely, but have gotten out of the hole. And again, this is not a good roll here. That's a 2, so that's going to be unless it could be really bad. Okay, so we have a draw play against a base defense. So a draw play against a 4-3 is going to be a -2, and you can see that 2 minus 2 is 0, which pushes us up into here. There is no play for 0, so that means we come over to the rare defense chart, and we're going to roll a D6. And that's going to be a 2. 2 is going to be a false start. So 1st down and 15 now, as there's a penalty for -5. And from the 32-yard line, Arizona keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Still 1st down, though. 1st and 15, as that is a play that doesn't run anything off the clock. So 1st and 15 is 1st and long now. So we're in this column. That's going to be a screen pass against a nickel. So the screen against a nickel is going to be a +2. We have a 10 plus 7 is 17 plus 2 is 19, which could be a great play. And we have a D6 times 2. So remember, excuse me, when there's an x, when we multiply, then this becomes like a 54 instead of a 9, right? We're not adding. So let's roll our d6. And not a great gain, wasn't a great roll. A 1-1 is an 11, but it is positive yardage. So it's going to be a pass for 11 yards. You can see that there's a chance for a really breakaway play, a 66 yards possibility there. For when you combine d10s, there's a chance for a huge play. So it's going to be second down and 4 from the 43, from the Arizona 43. So second down and 4 from the 43-yard line. That's not right. Sorry. Should be the 27. So should be the 38. So I didn't account for that penalty, that 5-yard penalty. So second down and 4 from Arizona 38, and this is going to be second down and 4. Again, you're thinking like this. I'm just visually showing you so that you can see, these go with these columns, right? So second down and 4, it's going to be an outside run against a base defense. Outside run against a 4-3 is going to be no change. And so we have a 9, and a 9 on the outside run is going to be plus 5 yards. So that run picks up the first down, and Arizona's moving the sticks out to the 43. Again, no time element yet. Just doing this by drives at the moment. We'll see if that changes over time. First and 10. And this is a pretty decent roll here. So let's see what happens. This is a short pass against a base defense with a blitz. So base defense again is 4-3. 4-3 with a blitz against a short pass is a -1. So we have 13 minus 1 is 12. And on the short pass, 12 is going to be a 5-yard gain. So second down and 5, and that is out to the 48. So almost to midfield. Arizona driving here. They started at their own 22. This will be second down and short. So we've got an outside run against a base defense. Again, a 0. And so that's going to be an 8 on the outside run. That's a gain of 4 yards. So really nice little drive being put together here. This brings up third down and 1 from the opponent's 48. So they've crossed midfield into Seattle territory. Third down and 1. And we have a 2 against a 1. That's going to be a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against the 4-3 is going to be a -2. That's actually one of the strengths of the 4-3 defense. And so a -2 is going to be here. So 15 minus 2 is 13. On the short pass, 13 is going to be 2 d6s added together. So let's see. That's going to be a 7. And so that short pass nets another first down. As Kyler Murray is on the money, and Arizona is now at the 41. And I would say almost into field goal range, so getting very close. Another 5 yards. They're probably solidly within the field goal range. It's first and 10. That's going to be an outside run against a base defense. Again, is a 0. So this is 16 on the outside run. That's a d6 plus 10 yards. So we roll our d6. So 2 plus 10 is 12. So a nice run there on the outside from Arizona. 12-yard gain brings up first and 10. That'll be from the 29. So you can see the Cardinals are moving the ball, moving the sticks for sure. First down and 10. And that's going to be a short pass against a base blitz. A short pass against a base blitz is a -1. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 is going to be incomplete. So That pass. Can't haul it in. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Seattle 29. So 2nd and 10 is still here in this column. And it's a medium pass against a base defense. So medium pass against a base defense is going to be a +2. So a 19 +2 pushes it into the rare offensive category. So let's go ahead and roll again. It's a 2. 2 is going to be a horse collar tackle. So that's going to be +10. So a penalty for 10 yards. And it's going to result in a 1st and 10 anyway. So if it didn't already. And that's going to be down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 now, Arizona at the Seattle 19. Let's see if Seattle can stiffen up here in the red zone. We don't have any specific red zone offense. Maybe that's will be a nice addition to this chart as well as red zone plays. A screen pass against a base defense. So a screen against a 4-3, there's no advantage. That's a 9. 9 on the screen pass is the 0 yards. So brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. That brings up 2nd and 10 for Arizona from the 19. You can say the game has pretty good flow. That was one thing that one of the testers really helped out with, was improving the flow of the game. Before, you try to get so much detail into everything and you kind of destroy the flow of the game. But this is super helpful. Some of the things that he pointed out. So it's been really, really good to do the testing. 2nd and 10. And we have a screen pass against a base defense. Screen against a base defense again is a 0. We have an 8. And the 8 is going to be an incompletion. So they try another pass. And that's an incomplete pass. That will bring up 3rd down and 10 from the 19. So Arizona looking to get something out of this. At least a field goal try would be good. So hopefully they're not going to turn it over. 3rd down and 10. That's going to be a draw against a base defense. That's going to be a -2 against a 4-3. So we have a 9 minus 2 is 7. And on the draw play, that's going to result in no yards. So that's a run up the middle. Tried to sneak one by them, but couldn't. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And we're going to have a field goal try. So for Arizona, here's their kicking chart here. You can see it here. So all we need to do is roll our D10 and we check it against our chart. 6. How far is this? 29, 36. So we're in this column here, and a 6 for a 30 to 39-yard field goal is good. So that's going to be a good field goal. We're going to mark that down in the 2nd quarter. So Arizona dominating as they have scored on the last 3. They've scored the last 3 scores. So it's going to be a 36-yard field goal. And that ties the score at 17 as we head to the half. So halftime of this one, and that's going to be, I'll play out a little bit more. But at halftime, our score is 17-17. And you can see here, I've just been playing 4 possessions each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, which this is a 1 play possession. 2. This is part of it. 3, 4. Okay, so a couple of long drives in the game, but mostly, it's been some shorter drives. I haven't tallied up the yardage or anything like that yet. So the game feels pretty good to me. All football games that are play-by-play sort of kind of feel long to me, but it does move pretty quickly, and there's no complicated or complex parts of it necessarily. Nothing you really have to refer back to outside these charts. So we're going to start with Arizona's ball. So Arizona starts with a football, and we need to do a kickoff. Sorry. So I can show you the kickoffs. So let's just roll our 2d10s. Arizona is going to be receiving. Seattle's doing the kicking. So 4 is going to be a touchback. There's no need for anything else. Touchbacks are easy. And Arizona's going to start at their own 25. So 1st and 10 from the Arizona 25. And again, I'm just showing you visually here so you know how they all go together. So it's a draw play against a base blitz. So a draw against a base blitz is a -1. Excuse me. So 6 minus 1 is a 5. And a 5, that's going to result in a negative 2-yard play. So the blitz is effective on that play as Arizona loses 2. 2nd down and 12 from the 23. And we're going to have to be looking at this column here. So 2nd and long. And you can see that the players, they begin to get skewed toward passes this way. It's more 50-50 here. It's 60-40. This is 70-30 ish. with six rolls, you can't really do that. But all right. So we have 2nd down and long. That's going to be a screen pass against a nickel defense. And we have our nickel here. So the screen pass against a nickel is a +2. We have a 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. And that's a D6 plus 20. So this is going to be a good play. 22-yard gain on that pass as they catch Seattle in a nickel defense. So 22 yards, and that's going to be 1st and 10. That brings it out to the 45-yard line. So a big chunk play there for the Arizona offense. 1st down and 10. We've got an inside run. That's something between the tackles. Inside run against a base defense is going to be a -4. That's right into the teeth of this 4-3 defense. And that's a 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 is going to be a gain of 0 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 45. So Arizona with the draw play, and that's against the nickel defense. The draw against the nickel is a +4. So you got a 14 plus 4 is an 18. And an 18 is going to be D10 plus D10. So a chance for a big gainer here. And that'd be a gain of 9. So 9 yards on the run brings up 3rd down and 1. And that's going to come from the other side of the field. So down to the 46 of Seattle as Arizona crosses midfield with their first drive of the 2nd half. 3rd down and 1. We're in this column here. And it's going to be a 5. 5 is a screen pass against a base defense. So a screen against a base defense is a 0. We have an 8. And an 8 on the screen pass is going to be incomplete. So they're not able to complete the pass. Murray has to put it right at the running back's feet. And it was well covered by the defense. 4th down and 1 from the 46. And let's go ahead and go for it. This time I'm going to call a play. I'm just going to call a run middle, run inside. And then we'll only roll for the defense here. So run middle, 4th down and 1 to 5. And so the defense is going to be a base defense. And it's right into the teeth of the defense. A run up the middle. 2 minus 4 obviously pushes us into this territory. So let's roll against the rare play. The rare play is going to be a 3. And that's going to be It can't be an interception. We'll say interception or fumble. Like that. So on a run play, it would have to be a fumble. On a pass play, that would be an interception. And we'll say a tackle for loss, D6. Okay, so just there needs to be some differentiation there because it can't be an interception on a run up the middle. All right, so a fumble on the play, and that's a pretty horrible turn of events for Arizona. So let's roll against our fumble chart. An 8. 8 is going to be the line of scrimmage minus whatever on the D10. So we can roll a D10 again. You could have taken that 1. It's a 2. So the line of scrimmage and then minus the D10. So the line of scrimmage is the 46 of Seattle. So that pushes it to the 48 will be the new line of scrimmage. So Seattle takes over, having forced a turnover. So I'll mark that. Had a few turnovers in this game. Had Arizona's got 2 fumbles now. They fumbled another one, but then they recovered. If you see here where it says offense, so the offense recovers these. Any of these that say OFF, that's an offense recovery. So they did recover, but they have fumbled it away 3 times. And then they also have a pick. Kyler Murray's thrown a pick. So they are -3 in the turnover game so far. But still are in the game, tied up. That was their first possession of the second half, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Seattle from their own 48. So short field for the Seahawks. And 1st down and 10, they're going to go with the draw play against a base defense. Again, base defense for Arizona is a 3-4. So a draw play against a base defense is going to be a +2. So we have 8 + 2 is 10. 10 on the draw play is a gain of 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8 from the midfield, 50-yard line. 2nd down and 8. That's going to be a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense, again, right into the teeth of the 3-4. Each defense has sort of their specialty. Running a 4-6 is going to, that inside run is going to be really difficult, but you can run outside on them. The 3-4, the specialty there is short passes and medium passes. They do well against the screen as well. So -4 and 14 -4 is 10. And that's going to be on the, what did I say, a short pass. So short pass, a 10 is going to be just 1d6. Let's see how that happens. And that's a short pass for sure. Completed, but for only 1 yard. So it brings up 3rd down and 7 from the 49, but they do move over into Arizona territory. Seahawks with the ball, 3rd down and 7, and this is their first drive of the second half. A 6 and a 6, so it's going to be a draw play against a dime defense. So we have a dime and we have a prevent over here that occasionally would be run on sort of long plays here, especially 3rd and long. So we have what do we say? A draw play against a dime defense, and that's going to be a +4. So we have a 9. 9 + 4 is 13. 13 on the draw play is a D10, so we'll roll our D10. And the D10 is a 7 for the home team. So that's going to be a rush for 7 yards, and it works perfectly as they get the first down. And that's going to take us down to the 42-yard line of Arizona. First down, short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense, again, a -4. So 15 - 4 is 11. And on the short pass, an 11 is the D6. So it's a pass for 3 yards, short gain, but a completion nonetheless. And that'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 39-yard line. Hopefully we're still connected here. Still rolling. Okay. 2nd down and medium. So we have a 6. That's going to be a screen pass against a base defense. Screen against a base defense is here. It's a -2. So 17 minus 2 is 15. And 15 on the screen pass is going to be 2d10s added together. And that's 16. Nice gain on that little pass play. Brings up 1st down and 10. And that takes us down to the 23-yard line of Arizona, as Seattle marching on their first drive here in the second half. 1st down and 10. That's going to be a screen pass against a base defense, and that will be a -2. So 17 minus 2 is 15 on the screen, and that's going to be 2d10s together again. That's a 17. Nice gain again, as Seattle's putting together a nice drive here. That goes down. I'm sorry, it's 1st and goal, not 1st and 10. 1st and goal from the 6. Now I'm playing it that anything more than 6 is going to be a touchdown. It doesn't have to be within 6 and 16. Some people do that. So I've even done that in my games before. But just anything over 6 is going to be a touchdown here. 1st down and 10. And that will be a draw play against the base blitz. So the draw play against the base blitz is going to be a +1. You can see here. So the 3-4 blitz +1. And that's going to be 12 on the draw play. 12 is a D6 +1 is a D10. So we got to roll a 6 to get into the end zone. It's a 10. And so that is going to be a rushing TD. So that'll be a 6-yard TD run. And let's go ahead and roll for the extra point. The extra point is here in this first column. You can see it's a 90%. So our roll is a 6, definitely within the good range. And Seattle gets on the board first in the second half with a 6-yard TD run. And that puts them up 24-17. So that happened in the 3rd quarter. All right, so a good one here between these two NFC West teams. Kicking off is Seattle, so they are the dark color of 6 is going to be a touchback, so no need for anything else there. And it will be Arizona ball. At the 25-yard line. They're on 25. 1st down and 10 to go. First and 10, Arizona again, the light color die. So a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense is a -2. 13 minus 2 is 11. And that's going to be a roll of a D6. So that's going to be a 6-yard gain, well as they could have played that. So a pass for 6 and brings up 2nd down and 4 for Arizona from the 31. Second and short, well, second and regular, I guess, not second and long. That's going to be a screen pass against a base defense. Screen pass against a base defense here is going to be a 0. That's a 9 on the screen, and that will be 0 yards on the screen. So maybe a little wide receiver screen or something that they tried and gets sniffed out by the defense. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 31. Arizona trying to extend this drive. A 5 is going to be another screen pass against a nickel. This time it's going to work well. It's a +2, so we have 16 plus 2 is 18 on the screen, and this could be a really big play. D10 plus 25. So let's roll. So that's almost as good as you can get. 34 yards on the screen pass. So big chunk play there from the Arizona offense. Takes them down to the 19, and that leaves 15. So down to the 35 of Seattle. So from the 35 of the opponent, Arizona has the ball. 1st and 10, and it's going to be an outside run against a base blitz. So outside run against a base blitz gives the defense the advantage. That's going to be 11 minus 1 is 10. On a run outside, that's be a D6. So running up 5 yards. Made something out of nothing there. And takes it down to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5 for Arizona. That's a 4. It's an outside run against a base defense, and that will be a 0. A little better for the defense if they're blitzing, but they were not blitzing on this one. So 8 on the outside run is a gain of 4 yards. Brings up 3rd down and 1 from the 26. Big play here for Arizona. 3rd down and 1. That'll be a 2. A short pass against a nickel defense. Short pass against a nickel defense is a +1 to the offense. So 9, 10 on the short pass, just as you can see that was a huge play because it would have been incomplete. So instead, they get to roll the D6. That's going to be a gain of 6 yards and a 1st down. So those defensive adjustments do matter. And when you're calling plays against another person, definitely, would matter as you're trying to kind of outwit each other about what you're going to do on certain plays. You already know what the effects of each offense and defensive play are, so you're going to have to play those out against each other. And when when are you going to zig and they're zagging, that kind of thing. So a gain of 6 yards, and that puts them down to the 20, 1st and 10. So they're in the red zone against Seattle. 1st and 10, it'll be an inside run against a base defense, and the inside run against a base defense is a -4. So basically you take away that 4. So it's a 9 on the inside run, and that's a gain of 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 from the 16. Second and 6, we have a draw play against a base defense. Draw play against a base defense is going to be a -2. So 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 on the draw is for 0 yards. So defense snuffs that one out, and that goes for no yards. 3rd down and 6 from the 16. And let's see if Seattle can stiffen up here. 3rd down and 6. This is going to be a medium pass against a nickel defense. So it could be a tough one. Medium pass against nickel defense is no adjustment. So a 9 on a medium pass is going to be an incompletion. So just like that, a very promising drive stalls out as they have an incompletion and a rush for 0 yards inside the red zone. Tough to score in the red zone. It's 4th down and 6. Going to have another field goal try from Arizona. This time it will be from 33 yards. So here's their 30 to 39. They need at least a 3 through 10 would be a good field goal for them. They get a 6, so that's going to be a good field goal. And Arizona answers the Seattle touchdown with a 33-yard field goal. And that makes the score 24 to 20. in the third quarter. So halfway through the third, each no, not halfway through the third. Still got a little bit left. Hopefully everybody can still see that. You can still see everything. Sure, get that in there. All right, this is the, sorry, we got to do the kickoff. It's Arizona kicking off. That's going to be a 5. 5 is going to be a touchback, so that's really all we need there. Seattle takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 25. To me, a screen against a base blitz. So a screen here against the blitz is a -1. Screen against a -1, so that's 3. -1 is 2. And on the screen, a 2 is going to be a fumble. So huge play for Arizona as they cause the fumble. And that's on a screen pass. So we're looking here. We'll see if the offense recovers or not. It's a 3. 3 is the defensive recovery. Line of scrimmage plus a D6. So a 5. The line of scrimmage plus 5 is going to be at the 30. So the screen was complete, went for 5 yards, or the ball got fumbled out or something. But Arizona is going to take over at the 30. That is a fumble. And just like that, Arizona is back in Seattle territory with an opportunity to take the lead here in the third. That will be Arizona ball, 1st and 10. So a screen pass against a base defense is going to be a 0. So 16 on the screen is a D6 plus 15. So 5 plus 15 is 20, and that will take them to 1st and goal. So 20-yard pass, 1st and goal from the 10. First and 10 is going to be a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense is a -2. So we have 16 minus 2 is 14. 14 will be a D6 plus a D6. So an opportunity to score here. Actually, yeah, an opportunity to score. Oh, it's a 9. That takes it down to the 1. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. And what is going to happen? What's going to happen? There's a medium pass against a base blitz. Medium pass against a base blitz is going to be a +1 to the offense. So 8 plus 1 is not going to be enough. That's going to be an incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd down and goal. From the 1-yard line of Seattle. Arizona looking to take the lead. 3rd down and 1. It's a draw play, and that's going to be against a nickel defense. Draw against a nickel is a +4. So you can see that there. So we have a 9. 9 plus 4 is a 13. And just by way of the +5, that's going to be a touchdown. But let's go ahead and roll it anyway just to get into it. So it's going to be a 5 plus 5 is a 10. Definitely enough for the 1st down. As they get into the shotgun, and maybe this is a little quarterback draw that they run up in there and spread them all out. So that's going to be a 1-yard TD. I want to add a player finder to these team sheets. Maybe you can put it on the back or Maybe I can reconfigure it a little bit, something. And then you would be able to find the player, or maybe just do a generic player finder so you can use it for anybody, any team. Okay, so that's going to be a 1 yard TD run, and let's go ahead and kick the field goal. The extra points for Arizona are also at 90%, or actually it's 100%, but I give them a miss because you never know. And that's a miss. So Arizona with the score is going to be a 1 yard TD run. I always want there to be at least an opportunity for a miss. So that makes the score 24-26, and Arizona takes the lead here in the third quarter. That was their first, second, third possession. So almost halfway. Actually, we are halfway through the third quarter. Each team has had 2 possessions. They will have Arizona has 1 more, Seattle has 2. Let's do a kickoff. Kickoff is from Arizona, a 7, and a 7 is a touchback. Just full of touchbacks in this one. So Seattle takes off, or takes over at their own 25. First and 10. Did not go well for them last time with the fumble. There was a pass and then a fumble. Oh, man. Just all snowballing on them. So this is a draw play against a base defense. The base defense is a 3-4 for Arizona. So the draw is a +2. So 17 plus 2 is 19. This could be a huge play. And that's going to be a D10 plus 15. So a 19-yard gain on that first down run. Brings up first and 10 from the 44. First and 10, this is going to be a 5. That'll be a short pass against a base defense. So short pass is going to be a -4. So a tough one there. 12 minus 4 is 8, and that's going to bump them into the incomplete. So first down pass is incomplete from Gino, and that's going to bring up second down and 10. Actually, it was Russ, I guess, last year, huh? It was Russ. Second down and 10. This will be a short pass, and against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense again, -4. Not where you want to be. 6 minus 4 is 2, and that's going to be a fumble. So completed pass and a fumble, and let's see how that fumble turns out. Against a short, it's going to be a 4, and that's going to be the line of scrimmage plus 20, so 20 yards down the field. So that's going to be a short pass and completed for 20 yards, and then a fumble. And the ball is going to go back to Arizona deep inside of Seattle territory. Actually, it's going to be into Arizona territory. So we got 6 and then 14 down to the 36. So Arizona would be taken over at their own 36, first and 10. But another just killer, man, just a killer turnover. And you're seeing the very first play out of any of this stuff here. So it's all a surprise to me about how this game is going to turn out. We have Arizona ball. It's a draw play against a base defense. Base defense is a 4-3. So the draw play is going to be a -2. That'll be 9 minus 2 is 7. And a 7 is going to go for 0 yards as the Seattle defense bucks up there. It's going to be second and 10 from the 36. Arizona with the ball in the third quarter, late in the third quarter. And this will be second down and 10. A short pass against a base defense. Short pass is going to be a -2. So 13 minus 2 is 12. And that puts us in the 5-yard range. So pass for 5 yards, complete from Murray, and brings up third down and 5. So a manageable third down from the 41. their own 41. And it's going to be a deep ball, or I'm sorry, a draw. It's not throwing deep. So there is a deep one, but this is going to be a draw play against a base blitz, and this could be really good for Arizona. A draw play against a base blitz. Oh, that's actually going to be good for Seattle. So -2, -1. I'm sorry, -1. So we have 13 -1 is a 12 on the draw play, and that's going to be for the D6. They need 5, so this is going to be real tight. They need 5, and they only get 1. So the blitz works. The rush only goes for 1 yard, brings up 4th down and 4, and that is to the 42-yard line of Arizona. Definitely not going for it here. No need to, so they're going to punt the ball away. So let's go ahead and go to our punting chart. So good job on the defense to send the blitz there. And we have our D10s that we roll for the punts. 7 is going to be the punt, so that's going to be 45 yards. 8 is going to be the return for 25 yards. So let's figure this one out. This is where I wish I had my little sheet. All right, give me a second here. So 8 brings up a 37, which takes it down to the 13, right? So the kick goes down to the 13-yard line, and then a 25-yard return is out to the 38, out to the 38-yard line. So Seattle takes over at their own 38. 1st and 10. Good stand by them after the fumble. And let's see if they can get some offense. They're down by 2, 26-20. We are definitely late in the third quarter. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That was Arizona's 4th possession. So this is be Seattle's last possession of the quarter. And we'll see how this one works out. Okay, Seattle is the black die. Arizona is the white. So it's going to be a draw against the base. So a draw against the base is a +2. So 12 plus 2 is 14 on the draw. And 14 is D6 plus 5. So a 7-yard gain on that run. Brings up 2nd down and 3 from the 45-yard line of Seattle. This will be a 2 short pass against a base defense. So short pass is going to be a -4. That's a tough one. So 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 on the short pass is incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 45. Seattle hoping to extend the drive here and not stall out. That's going to be a medium pass against a base defense. Medium pass is -2, so not quite as harsh as the short pass. So 17 minus 2 is 15. It's going to be a completion. It'll be a D10 plus a D10. And that's going to be a 9-yard gain, and that will be a stick mover as they complete the pass for a 1st down. That's going to take them over into Arizona territory. They'll be at the Arizona 46 now. 1st and 10 for Seattle as they try to come back down and take the lead. No big plays yet in this game. Could be jinxing everybody here. This is going to be a draw against the base defense. Draw against the base defense is going to be a +2. And that'll be 15 plus 2 is 17. Big chance here. D10 plus 5. And that'll be an 8-yard gain on the draw play. Brings up 2nd down and 2 from the 38 of Arizona. I don't know if you can hear my squeaky chair in the background. Hopefully not. 2nd down and 2. That's right. 2nd down and 2. That's going to be a short pass against a base defense. So short pass against the base defense is a -4, and that's going to be a 7 minus 4 is 3, and a 3 is an interception. Look at that. 3 is a pick, another turnover. This is going to be, they're the home team, so 1 against the short pass, 10 yards, plus the D6. So 16 yards down the field is where that interception was made, and that'll be the new line of scrimmage. So that takes it down to the 22. So really tough break there as Arizona takes over, and that will end the third quarter. And at the end of 3, it's 26-24, Arizona over Seattle. And Arizona's going to have the ball first in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 22 as their defense intercepts the pass from Geno Smith. Actually, from Russ. Russ threw another pick. So Seattle with a couple of fumbles, and that was an interception. Couple of fumbles, an interception. Arizona with a couple of fumbles and an interception as well. So everything's sort of playing out like it should here, I guess. Okay, Arizona has the ball. They are the white die on offense. So we're going to have a medium pass against a base defense. Medium pass against a base defense is a +2. 17 plus 2 is 19, and that's going to be a big gainer, D6 times 2. So we're going to take this and we're going to combine them, not add them. And it's going to be a 42. So a huge gain on first down as Murray connects on the pass. The medium pass goes for 42 yards. And that certainly flips the script. And that's going to be a 28 plus another 14. Takes it down to the 36 of Seattle. So big gainer there. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for Arizona into Seattle territory. First down is an inside run against a base defense. And that's going to be into the teeth of the defense. So 16 minus 4 is 12. 12 is going to be a gain of 5 yards. So 2nd down and 5 from the 31. I ran some tests on all of these plays and just kind of did an average. So where it says D10, the average is 5. Where it says D6, the average is 3. So it could be these numbers plus or minus a little bit, but the inside runs go for about 3.9 yards per carry. The outside runs go for like almost 5 per carry. Short passes are about 6 yards per pass, 5 yards per pass, maybe 5 yards. 5 yards, 7 or 8 yards, 7 yards, and then deep passes were about 9 yards a pass. Screen passes were 5 or so yards, and then draws. I don't remember the numbers on those. Again, it was similar to the inside run. But those are sort of the averages. It could be plus or minus, right? Because a D6 could go for a 1 or it could go for a 6. I was using 3 as an average. So interesting to see the numbers. And I rolled 1,000 rolls and then figured out what that would be. After 1,000 rolls, I figured that would be enough to sort of even things out and any sort of anomalies. So you can get a sense. In fact, when you add the two inside and outside runs together, you wind up with like 4.4 yards per carry, and the league average last year was 4.3. So I feel pretty good about where things are. The passing average is around 7 or 8 if you put them all together, and that's about where the league average is for passing. I didn't include the screen passes and the draws in those numbers necessarily, but just want to make sure that we're in the ballpark. You know, it's going to be If you roll high, it's going to be high. If you roll low, it's going to be lower than that. But I want the sort of the baseline standard to be at least pretty consistent with what is out there these days. Okay, I have no idea where I am. It's 2nd and 5, so I'm just going to roll again. 2nd down and 5. That's going to be a draw play against a base defense. Draw play here is a -2. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and that's going to be a tough one. That's a tackle for loss, and we roll the D10 to find out what the tackle for loss is on the play. So 4. A loss of 4 on the play with that draw play. Did not work. And brings down third and 9 from the 35. 3rd and 9 from the Seattle 35. 9 yards is what they got to get. Otherwise, they are in for a long field goal. 50-plus yard field goal if they don't get anything from here. 3rd and 9 is still inside of our 1 to 10. So we got an outside run against a base defense. And that's going to be no advantage to the offense. We got a 4. A 4 is going to be a fumble as they turn it right back over. Deep inside of Seattle, or into Seattle territory, I guess. Not deep, but inside Seattle territory. Well, that's going to be a rush and a fumble. I told you that Arizona actually was one of the league leaders in fumbles. So let's roll against our fumble chart here. So we got a run, and they are number 1. 1 is the line of scrimmage plus 6 yards. So it's going to be 6 yards down the field. The line of scrimmage plus 6. I'm sorry, plus the D6. So that will be 6 yards down the field. That will be to the 29. So Seattle takes over at their own 29. And that's going to be that's going to be a big blow as their first drive of the 4th quarter goes for a fumble. Okay. Seattle taking over. There's going to be a draw play against a base defense. And the base defense is a 3-4, so a draw here is going to be a +2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 on the draw is 0 yards. So Arizona ready for that one. As they bring down the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage and brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 29 for Seattle. Seattle down in this one, 26-24 in the 4th quarter. And we're going to see how this one yields at the end. Got a nice, decent roll here. 5 is going to be a deep pass, so they take a shot. Seattle does. And they're going to be throwing against the base defense. So a deep ball is a 0. So we got an 11. And an 11 is unfortunately an incompletion. Doesn't quite reach the threshold there of the completion. So incomplete pass on 2nd down brings up 3rd and 10 as Seattle took a shot and couldn't come up with anything. 3rd and 10, that's going to be a short pass against a nickel defense. Short pass against nickel defense yields a +1 to the offense. So that's going to be 11 plus 1 is 12 on the short pass. And that's going to be a gain of 5 yards. So they throw it underneath, hoping to get a little something, but they get stopped by the defense. Brings up 4th down and 5, and that's going to be from their own 36-yard line. I'm sorry, from their own 34. Their own 34. So we're going to get a punt here from Seattle. Seattle running out of possessions. We're obviously going to have to keep an eye on that. So each team 1 possession so far in the quarter. Each team gets 4 per quarter. So we're past the 1 quarter mark in the 4th. And this is going to be a punt. Seattle with a 4 on the punt is a 35-yard punt. So that takes us from the 34. 16 and 19 would be 35. So 19 would be down to the 31. So fielded at the 31. The return is 950 yards. So that takes it to the 81. What is that? That would be the 19 yard line. So Arizona, with a huge return on the punt, takes it down to the Seattle 19, and they are already in scoring position inside the red zone as they are amped up. They have a 2-point lead, and the last time they were down here, they fumbled the ball. Seattle with 3 turnovers. We've had a series of turnovers here, so a little bit of sloppy play here in the second half. But Arizona, 1st and 10 from the 19. There's an outside run. That's going to be against a base defense. And the outside run is a 0, so it's going to be a 12 on the outside run. That's a D6 plus 1. And 5 plus 1 is 6. So 6-yard run. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 4 from the 13. Arizona knocking on the door here. 2nd down and 4. They've got an outside run again against the base defense. Again, that's a 0. And this will be a 15 on the outside run. That's a D10. And let's see, they cannot score from the 13. And that's a 6-yard run again. So back-to-back successful runs puts them at 1st and 10 at the 7. Sorry, 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 7. And Arizona is at the doorstep. 6 is going to be a little screen pass against a base defense. Screen against the base defense is 0. So we have a 14. 14 is going to be a D10 plus 8, and that's going to be good for a score. Let's go ahead and roll it out. A 9. But just by nature of the 8, that puts them into the end zone. So it's going to be a 7-yard TD pass on the screenplay for Arizona as they extend the lead to 32-24. Let's see if they make the extra point. They do. And that's going to be Arizona with a 7-yard TD pass. 24-33. So we've got a 9-yard or a 9. They got a 9-point lead. I'm going to kick off the ball here to Seattle. This will be a 10. 10 is going to be only 60 yards. So that ball goes down to the 5. And we're going to have a return on this one, a return of 20 yards. So that brings it out to the 25, would be the same as a touchback. But a 20-yard return on that one. And let's Seattle takes over at their own 25. And it'll be 1st and 10. Running out of space on my card here. I don't have to move to the back. All right, Seattle looking to do some damage, starting at their own 25. This is going to be an outside run against a base blitz. Outside run against a base blitz is a +4. So 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 on the outside run is +6, so it's going to be a nice start to the drive as they get a 6-yard run. Brings up 2nd down and 4 from the 31. So a short pass against a base defense. Short pass here is going to be no bueno. And 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 is going to be an incompletion. It will be 3rd down and 4 from the 31 for Seattle, in danger of a 3 and out, which is exactly what they don't need. 4 is going to be a deep pass. And the deep pass comes against a base blitz. This could be a good combination. We'll see. It's a -1 to the defense. So -1 to the defense. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 against the deep pass is going to be an incompletion. So Arizona sends the blitz and leads to the incompletion. And that's going to be a 3 and out for Seattle as it brings up 4th down and 4. We're going to have a punt here by the Seahawks. So a 9 on the punt is a 55-yard boomer of a kick. Oh boy, we got to figure this one out. So a 19 puts us at the 50. And then we still have 35, 36 yards left. Sorry, just give me a minute to think through this one. So it puts it down. You just add them, right? A 31 plus 55 puts it down to the 86. The 86 is going to be the 14-yard line. So it's down to the 14. And then the return is a 3. So it's going to be a return of 6 yards. So 14 plus 6 is 20. So it's out to the 20-yard line. And Arizona, let's go to the back of our sheet. Arizona takes over at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. All right. 1st and 10, Arizona. So they have a screen pass against a base defense. Screen pass against a base defense is going to be no effect. So a 9 on the screen is for no yards. So pass for 0 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Four is an outside play, outside run with base defense. So outside run on the base defense is a 0, 16. And that'll be a D6 plus 10. So 16-yard gain on that outside run. And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 from the 36. So a nice play there from Arizona as they get to the outside and run it up the field on the sideline. 1st down, it'll be a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense is a -2. 8 minus 2 is 6. And that's going to put it into the incompletion. So they try a pass on 1st down. And the result is an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 for Arizona at their own 36. That will be a draw play against a base defense. Draw play against a base defense will be a -2. So 10 minus 2 is 8 on the draw. And that's no gain. So 3rd down and 10 for Arizona at their own 36. 2 is a short pass against the dime defense. So short pass against a dime defense is no effect. That'll be a 9 on the short pass, and that is just incomplete. So they come up short on the 3rd down, and that brings up 4th down and 10. That's going to be a punt. And from the 36-yard line, Arizona will be punting back to Seattle. Arizona is a 3 on the punt. That's going to be only a 30-yard punt. So a 66 would be what, to the 34-yard line? So Seattle is going to take the ball at the 34. The punt return is 10 yards. So out to the 44, out to their own 44. And that'll be 1st and 10 at their own 44. Seattle, where they stand at this point. We are, here's a 4th quarter. So Arizona with 1, 2, and 3 possessions. So they only have 1 left. Seattle with 1, 2. This is their 3rd possession of the 4th quarter. So we're looking at the back half of the 4th quarter at this point. They need 2 scores to win, so we need to really think about that as they get into their situations. So they need some big plays. They need Russ to come through, and we'll see if he does in this game. 6 to a 6, a screen against a blitz. Screen against a base blitz is a -1, so that's a 10 on the screen. And a 10 on the screen is a D6. This would be a short gainer for Seattle. That's a 5. So a pass for 5 yards on the screen pass brings up 2nd down and 5 from the 49. You can feel the urgency in this one. Medium pass, and that's going to go against a base defense. So medium pass against a base defense is a -2. We have a 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, obviously, so we need to roll against the rare defense chart. Again, when you roll on this chart, these are helpful for the defense. These are helpful for the offense. Obviously, we're pushing past on the defensive side and the offensive side, right? Okay, so Seattle, it's a 6. There's a delay of game. And so that's going to push it back 5 yards. So -5 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 49. I'm sorry, from the 46. Their own 46. That can't be right. It's back to the 44. Sorry, they haven't crossed midfield yet. So 1 step forward, 1 step back for the Seattle offense. Brings up 2nd down and 10, which is here. That's going to be a short pass against a base defense. Short pass against a base defense will be a -4. So basically take one of those away. And we have a 4 on a short pass, and that's going to be a pass defense. So deflected, defended, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Seattle from their own 44. Really need to get a 1st down here to get things cooking. They're running out of drive opportunities. It's going to be a 6, a draw play. Yeah, 3rd and 10. That's going to be a draw play against a base defense. And the draw play is a +2. So 11 plus 2 is 13. 13 on the draw is going to be 1d10. Let's see if they can hit the jackpot here. They hit a 3. So this is going to be a rush for 3 yards. That brings up 4th down and 7 from the 47, from their own 47. And they got to go for it here. So 4th down and 7, we're going to be using this last column over here. And let's see what Russ and the offense have for Seattle. Again, this is last year. A 1. A 1 is going to be a screen pass. That's against a nickel defense. This could be good. Screen against a nickel is a +2. So 14. 14 plus 2 on the screen is 16, and that's going to be a D6 plus 15. So this is going to be a good play. So 18 yards, and they get the 1st down. That's a pass. It goes for 18 yards, brings up 1st and 10 from the 35 of Seattle. I mean, of Arizona. Excuse me. So Seattle picks up an all-important 1st down there as they cross midfield. Let's see. That's going to be an outside run against a base defense, and that will be a 0. So 11 on the outside run is going to be a D6, and not much there. Rush for 1 yard, and that brings up 2nd down and 9 from the 34. Medium pass against a nickel defense is going to be no effect. So we have an 11 on the medium pass, and that's just into a completion. So a D10 plus 5. So that's going to be a 7-yard gain as they continue marching down the field. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 27-yard line of Arizona. So they're in field goal range. As long as they don't turn anything over, they have an opportunity here. They still need a touchdown and a field goal to win. They're down by 9, so they're going to need 2 scores, and we'll see how they do here. 3rd down and 2. That's going to be a short pass against a dime defense. Short pass against a dime defense. No defensive effect. That's a 15. This could be really good for them, and that's going to be a D10 roll. So as long as they don't roll a 1, this should be good. Okay, they roll a 9, and that's going to be a pass for 9 yards. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. I'm saying from the 18-yard line. Seattle marching, trying to desperately get back into this one. They only have 2 possessions left. They need to score on both of them in order to win the game. So this is going to be 1st and 10. A draw play against a base blitz is going to be a +1 to the offense. 4 plus 1 is 5, and it's still going to net -2 yards as they go backward on that play. Nice play by the Arizona defense. Brings up 2nd down and 12 from the 20-yard line. Inside the red zone, Seattle has the ball. They're down by 9, and this will be 2nd down and 12. So 2nd down and 12 is a deep ball against a base defense. So let's see, deep ball against a base defense. The 3-4 is just sort of average, and we're going to have a 12. 12 on the deep pass is just into a completion. So it's a D10 plus 10 yards, and that's going to be a 13-yard gain. So nice play there. Nice play there by Russ and the offense. That's going to be 13 yards on the play, 1st down and 10, as they erase that negative play, and that puts them actually 1st and goal at the 7. 1st and goal at the 7 for Seattle. They need a touchdown and a field goal to win this one. And let's see. 1st and goal, so a 4 is an inside run against a base blitz, and that's going to be an inside run against the blitz. It's a +3 to the offense. We already have an 18. That puts us into a 21. So we need to roll here. Is there a penalty? A 1 is going to be unnecessary roughness. So +15, you cannot score on a penalty. So that's going to put it down to the 1, I believe. And so they're going to be at the 1, 1st and goal again. So from the 1-yard line, the Seattle offense lines it up, and this is going to be some sort of draw play against the base blitz, and a draw against the base blitz is a +1 to the offense. A 9 is a 10, and a 10 is going to be for 2 yards as they spread them out and they run the draw from the 1-yard line. So that's going to be a 1-yard touchdown, 1-yard TD. And let's check the extra point. The extra point is good, and that's going to put our score now at 31-33. So Seattle with the opportunity here for some dramatics. Really, to kind of pull off the upset, not as good a team as Arizona, but they are at home. Arizona trying to win on the road here. Now, we can do a couple of things here. We can run the onside kick. And if we do that, that's going to count as a possession against Arizona, and it would basically be Seattle with the last possession of the game. Or we can kick it off and see if Arizona is going to score. If we whiff on the onside kick, Arizona's going to take it over at the Seattle 45 with an opportunity to put the game away before Seattle can get into it. Let's go ahead and kick the ball away, and let's see if maybe Seattle can get some better field position out of this. So Seattle with the kickoff is a 10. That's not a great kickoff, down to the 5, and the return is 22 yards, so out to the 27-yard line is Arizona. So they start at their own 27, 1st and 10. And this one is coming down to it. This is Arizona's last possession of the game, I believe. Let me double check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this will be their last possession. Seattle, they're going to get one more after this. So let's see what they do on this series. 2 is a medium pass against a base defense, and that's going to be +2 to the offense. So 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 is going to be D10 plus 5. So gutsy call here. So 10 plus 5, 15. So they come out with a rip of a pass, 15 yards, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 at the 42. So just like that, Arizona says, look, we're going to go take this thing. A 2 medium pass, again, against a base defense. Medium pass against a base defense is here, +2. So 13 plus 2 is 15, and still coming out ripping 2 D10s. That's going to be a 13. So they follow it up with another 1st down pass. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 45 of Seattle. Arizona marching. They're at the Seattle 45. Seattle desperately needs a stop. A field goal would be okay. They still have a chance to win. And this is going to be 1st and 10. A 4 to a 4 is an inside run against a base defense. That's not good for Arizona. So 9 minus 4 is 5. And a 5 is going to go for 0 yards as they run right into the teeth of that, well, what used to be the Legion of Boom. Okay, so 0 yards, be 2nd down and 10 for Arizona from the Seattle 45. 2nd and 10. 3 is a medium pass against a base defense. Medium pass against a base defense is a +2. So 11 plus 2 is 13. And 13 is going to be good for 11 yards and another 1st down for Arizona as they are taking it to this Seattle defense. That puts them down at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Arizona. That'll be a short pass against a base blitz, and that is a -1 to the offense. So that's a 9. 9 on a short pass is going to be an incompletion. So they come after Kyler Murray, and it causes the incompletion. So that's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Sorry, not 16. 2nd and 10 from the 34, from the Seattle 34. Got a short pass against a base blitz. That's going to be short against a base blitz, again, a -1. So they come again. That's a 10. This time they do make the completion, but only for a D6 roll. And that's going to be 6 yards, the best they could have hoped for. So that pass is complete for 6, brings up 3rd down and 4 from the 30, from the Seattle 30. At this point, it's a 47-yard field goal if they don't get any more yards. 3rd down and 4, it's a short pass against the nickel. Short pass against the nickel is a +1. So 8 plus 1 is 9 on the short pass, and that's going to be an incompletion. And they don't get any farther. And that's going to be 4th down and 4. We're going to get a field goal try. This is from the 30-yard line, so that's going to be a 47-yard field goal for Arizona as they stall out outside the red zone. And for this one, that's actually their lowest percentage kick. So this is no gimme. They are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60% chance here. And they hit an 8. 8 is good. And excuse me. And that's going to be a nice drive for Arizona to end the game in their last drive of regulation as they hit on a 47-yard field goal. And that's going to make the score 31-36. 36-31, Arizona on the road in Seattle. Seattle's got the home crowd, the home field advantage, which doesn't count for anything. But they have the home field advantage, and they are going to receive the ball. And let's see what happens on the kickoff. Arizona with a 6, and that's going to be a touchback, so nothing happening there. And Seattle's going to have to go the length of the field in order to win this one. But they do have a chance at their own 25-yard line. They are starting 1st and 10, and they're down by 5. They're down by 5 points, 36-31. So they need a touchdown, and we keep that in mind as we play their drive out. So 1st and 10, that's going to be a draw play against the base defense. So a draw play here is going to be good for +2. 10 plus 2 is 12, and 12 is going to be a D6 roll. So a gain of 6 on the play. Good start for them. And brings up 2nd down and 4 from the 31. Second down play. This will be a screen pass against the base blitz. So a screen against the base blitz is going to be a -1. So 15 minus 1 is 14 on the screen play. And that's going to be a D10 plus 8. So 7 plus 8 is 15. So nice screen pass there against the blitz. And that brings up 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line, from their own 46. Time running out in the 4th quarter. This will be the last drive of the game. And whether they score or not, the game will be over in this drive. So 1st and 10, this is going to be a short pass against the base defense. Short pass, that's a tough one because it's a -4. So 15 minus 4 is 11. 11 is going to be the D6. And so that's going to be a pass for 6 yards. Not as good as it could have been, but still a positive gain as they continue to march down the field. 2nd down and 4 from the as they go over into Arizona's territory. They're at the 48 now. Yeah. 2nd and 4. This is going to be a medium pass against a base defense. So medium pass against the base defense is a -2. 8 minus 2 is 6. And 6 is going to be a quarterback hurry as they send the pressure. And that's an incompletion. So pass incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 4. They got 2 downs to make 4 yards, does Seattle. And let's see what they can do here. This is going to be a 6. 6 is a draw play, and that'll be against a nickel defense. So a draw against a nickel is a good play. 7 plus 4 is 11, and 11 is going to be a D6 roll, looks like. So let's roll that D6, and that's going to be a 4. That'll be good enough for the 1st down as they get 4 yards on the draw. Seattle will be 1st and 10 at the 44 of Arizona. And they're driving for the win. No field goal for them. Field goal doesn't do anything. They got to have a score. Got to have a touchdown. Sorry. Field goal is a score. And we got an inside run on 1st down against a base blitz. And that's going to be a +3. So 12 plus 3 is 15. 15, that's a nice gain of 7 yards on the inside runs. Brings up 2nd down and 3. At the 37 of Arizona. Okay. 2nd down and 3. So we got a 1. We got a draw play against a base defense. And a draw is going to be a +2. So 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 on the draw is going to be a 2-yard gain. Not a lot there. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 1 from the 35 of Arizona. 3rd down and 1, it's going to be a screen pass, and that'll go against the nickel defense. So screen against the nickel is a +2. We got 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 on the screen is going to be an incompletion. All right, and we're down to it, right? So 3rd and 1. Pass incomplete. It's actually going to be 4th and 1 from the 35. We're going to run up the middle. So we'll take this one out of the equation. We'll run up the middle. We'll see what the defense does. The defense has a 5. That's going to be their base defense. And an inside run against their base defense is a +4. 15 plus 4 is 19. 19 is a D6 plus a 25. Oh, can't score, but boy, they can get real close. Okay, so 25 plus 2 is 27 as they burst one up through the middle. And that's a rush for 27 yards. Brings up 1st down and 10. On that 4th and 1 play, they bust it right up the gut against that base defense. And that takes them down to its 1st and goal from the 8. And this one is getting close. This one is getting some kind of close here. So still need a touchdown. 6 points will win it. Actually, they're down by 5. So 6 points will win it. And yeah, well, let's see how this turns out. 1st down and 10. Sorry, 1st and goal. There's a medium pass against a base defense. Medium pass is going to be a -2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 on a medium pass is a quarterback hurry, and that's going to be an incompletion. Brings up 2nd down and goal from the 8. And Seattle looking to score and win this one in the final moments. 2nd down, that's going to be a short pass. Short pass against a 5. That's a base defense. So a short pass against a base defense that's a -4. That's right into it. -4. So basically you take that away. So a 7 on a short pass is going to be another incompletion as they're trying to throw it to get into the end zone. They're down to their last 2 plays. 3rd and goal from the 8. Can Russell lead them to a game-winning touchdown? Who knows? Here is a short pass again. This is going to be against a base defense. Again, that's going to be a -4. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 is going to be another quarterback hurry, another incompletion. And we're going to go ahead and go with a medium pass. An incompletion or a completion gives them a chance. No completion, if you get the median or the worst one here, then that's not going to give you a chance to score. They need 8. So they need at least here or here. This gives you 10%. What is it? No, it gives you like a 1 or 2% better opportunity to score. So a medium pass, but again, medium pass is, against there is going to be tough. So let's go with the medium pass, and we'll see what the defense does. Last play of the game. This is it, do or die. Last play of the game, Seattle with the ball, fourth and goal. Fourth and goal from the 8. And we have on defense, so we got to use this last one over here, 4th down and long. The defense is running a nickel, and we're running a medium pass. That's going to be, okay. All right, so a 0. And here we have a 5, and a 5 is just not going to get it done as the pass is deflected in the end zone right out of the player's hands. Incomplete. 4th down. Game over. Arizona wins this one right on the last play, 36-31 over Seattle. Okay, so this is sort of the direction that no huddle football is going. A little bit more to it. A little bit more to it. Still some things to work out. If you would like to play a demo, I've got the NFC West. So I have all 4 teams for the NFC West available to go if you want to try out a demo of the game. And I'll just put up a demo at some point. I have most of the rules. I think it's enough in this game to see how things go. This is it. There's nothing more than this. So you have the team charts, and then you have the auto offensive charts and defensive charts, and then you got the kicking charts. So, that's really what you have. Then you just need some way to keep track of things, whether it's a field or a scorecard or both. But everything here is good to go. You can still use the attributes if you want to. And we didn't really get into using some of these offense and defense attributes up here as far as what they were. So this is basically, are they a top 10 scoring defense? Are they a top 10 scoring offense? And, that was in the original No Huddle game. So you can see that as well. And then all the kicking for each team has been graded out. And so what you see there is those are actual percentages there, and you can sort of check them along with their overall percentages down here if you still want to play sort of the fast play version of No Huddle. You could still play that with these options down here. All right. And then you would just need to use the kicking sheet to do some of those fast play options like punting and things like that. So if you have any questions or comments about the game, leave them down in the comments section below. This is definitely a full play game, and is turning into a more full play game as we go along. And but there's also sort of a speed component where you could play No Huddle the way it was before with the momentum cards, and you can still do everything that you could before. There's just a lot of extras in here now that you can do as far as playing against AI or a computer. You can do that for solo play. All right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click subscribe. I suspect that there are going to be a lot more videos coming as this game begins to roll out, and as people begin to give input into it, it'll be changing, and hopefully have something pretty soon that you could purchase and begin to play on your own. If you have any questions or comments about the actual components themselves, or if you see something out of whack, maybe that should be included, let me know, and we can include that even if it's another chart or something like that. Okay, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching.